Welcome, everybody, to tonight's Zoom. I'm really excited to be your host. My name is Marilyn Johnson, and I've been with this company in May. It'll be 14 years. So it has changed my life. Great opportunity. So I have a special guest tonight. It's going to be a powerful presentation. I hope you're all out there taking notes and see if this is for you. I've known Everett since we were kids, and he is just one of my best friends and a businessman. Prior to Lifevantage, he owned a construction company, had over 200 employees, and he made the comment that this kind of industry is for people that can't get a real job. Well, I said, know what you're saying no to, and he checked it out, and he called me back, and he goes, do you know what you got a hold of? I mean, he's a businessman, he knows numbers, and he says, I'm in, just don't bug me. And let me tell you what, he was able to walk away from his construction company in 1 year. So please take notes and see if this is for you. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my friend and business partner, Mr. Everett Schilling. He's an executive management in, they just changed all the new titles, but I think it's executive consultant in this company. So he does a couple $1 million a year in volume. So I would take notes. So go ahead, Everett. Thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. My background was construction years ago. I've been in this business now since 2010. And so basically going on 13 years here pretty soon. Was I looking for it? No, I was not. Hey, Tim. So I was not looking for this as a career, as a future, or anything, but the one thing I was looking for was time. So the most important thing to me, in life was my family, being able to do what I want with them anytime I wanted. But in the construction world, it owned me. I was working 7 days a week, and it was getting pretty stressful. So I needed to make a change. I mean, for things to change, of course, that's saying for things to change, I needed to change. I just didn't realize it was in a whole different world. So I had to get away from that construction part of it and look at some different business or whatever it may be. I just didn't think it'd be something like this. The more I looked at it, the more I liked it, which took months. It wasn't just an overnight thing. I wasn't one of those guys that were lucky enough to see it the first time it was shown to me. I was bullheaded, and it took a while. And finally, when it did, I called her back and said, yes, I'm in. I just got 3 things. Please leave me alone. Don't call me on a daily basis and hound me. I need you to be there for me. I'm so busy, I don't know how I'm going to squeeze it in, but I'll figure it out. And I did. It took a while to figure that out. And most of the time, it's just, you just got to find people smarter than you to work with, and it makes life a lot easier, trust me. So I got a lot of slides. This is a whole new plan. The company puts most of it on steroids, enhanced it, and made it more lucrative for the people that want to do this as a business. Those of you that just want to take product, that's fine. You've got both worlds. Actually, you got more than that. There's a lot of different pillars, like Tyler calls it. For those of you that want to just make a small income, you do want to do it as a business, you want to make a small income, just cover maybe your house payment, or maybe a vehicle payment, or just some payments around the house or whatever, or maybe supplement your retirement. And maybe that's all you're after. So let me go through that tonight. I'll rifle through this pretty quick. And if you have any questions, just kind of pop them in the chat box in the bottom. And if I have time, I'll look at them. If not, I'll keep rifling through these as quick as I can. So what this is called is Evolve. It's Lifevantage. And why Lifevantage and why now? So I am what they call a Pro 8 or an EC1 or EC2, however you want to say that in the new comp plan. Like I said, I've been in this business now since 2010, and I love it. So what I want to talk about is our Lifevantage story, our breakthroughs in total health activation. This is an activation company. We're not a supplementation company. We are based off of a activation company. And why we love the Evolve, how you get yourself positioned, and 6 different components for a successful business is always company, products, timing, trends, compensation, and a system. Without a system, we fail. I don't care who we are. I was one of those guys that was arrogant enough when I first got in that I pretty much just said, no, I don't need help from nobody. Didn't take me long to figure out that I did. So this started everything right here. This guy
Get an
started
edge
all.
on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science
Marilyn, you
possibility.
hear that okay?
A potential breakthrough.
Yes.
As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can scoop? Yeah, there we go.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of good enzymes in our bodies.
Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would.
You know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, Protandim does not need FDA approval for safety.
So here's what's crazy on the thing is I seen that original video in 2005 when it aired. I went to GNC to pick the product up, my wife and I did, and when we got there, they talked us out of it. They did not realize what they had, and I didn't realize that wasn't their job at that time, so I didn't take it. So this was thrown back on my plate in 2010, and Marilyn introduced this to me, and I took a look at it, and I said, I'll take that product no matter what. I want to be the best version. We all want to be the best version of our age and have any leg up on that process. So what it was is, and you heard that in there, he had a reduction of 45% actually in just a matter of a couple weeks of taking Protandim. So that in itself was incredible. This, a person can go to places like PubMed to be able to study that. And what does it affect? It affects things like our eyes, our heart, our skin, our kidneys, our joints, our lungs, brain, immune system, blood vessels, our organs. It affects about everything in the human body. And the way that we can tell that or research that is through something called PubMed. There is 28 peer-reviewed published studies just on Protandim alone. And it reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days in every mammal it's ever been tested on. Isn't that not crazy? Just think, what it does to dogs, cats, horses, that type of thing. And that's what we kept thinking back then. We were looking at it going, wow, if it's supposed to work on, every mammal they've ever tested on, what can it do to our dogs? What could it do to our cats? What could it do to our horses? And it does huge things. This is studied by medical universities like VCU, American Heart Association, LSU, Ohio State, Harvard University. It just goes on. And it has caught the attention. For a nutraceutical to catch the attention of medical universities, got to be a big deal, especially for them to study it on their own dollar. That's a big deal. So this just didn't stop there. It moved into the company starting to look at two other aging theories, which was actually mitochondrial theory and the serotonin theory. So they hit NRF2, which is based off the oxidative stress of the human body. Is just part of the aging process that makes us old. Is it going to drop us back years and make us look young? No, but it's going to make us feel and stay healthier than we normally would, or be a better version of our age. That's what makes this a huge deal. The company we don't have a catalog plumb full of stuff, but we hit some of the major categories like personal care, daily essentials, which basically is like a vitamin, your rise to get you all woke up and get you going, get you amped up. And then we've got a reset PM to be able to shut you down. It's not a caffeine type thing or anything like that. It just helps relax your mind. And these are all natural products. And a D3. We all need D3. You don't know, especially when we're just talking about how much snow we've been getting this year. From Protandim to the mitochondrial NAD, which is NRF1 and NAD, to skincare systems. If you can do an appeal, why can't you get it into a lotion? Just imagine what it does to your skin. Collagen, hair care systems, gut health, energy, weight loss or weight management products, and immune products. So NRF2 was proven to reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. It was on ABC Primetime in 2005. It was unique, consumable, and category creating. It had an inside-outside approach to aging. All right. So here's how you study it. If you don't have to take my word on any of this stuff or anybody else's. You can go back, jump on PubMed.gov. You're paying for it. It's your tax-paying dollars of work. And this is where peer-reviewed journals, tier 1 peer-reviewed journals, get archived. And good luck reading them, because it's all in that medical stuff that is pretty tough to listen to, pretty tough to read, put it that way. So this is based on the products. Now, there was an article that came out in The Guardian. And what he had said originally is, I thought collagen was a scam. Can it really turn back the clock? And there was a whole bunch of articles that come out from Medicine Net to Healthline to Holy Dose, and it goes on and on. All these people talking about, did you guys know that they figure, Forbes figures that market of collagen is going to hit near that $20 billion mark within the next 4 or 5 years. That's how big of a deal collagen is right now. And what benefits does collagen have on the human body? From our nail health to hair growth to muscle growth, or I should say muscle growth, just muscle recovery. I have noticed a huge difference in that when I go in and lift, exercise. The recovery time on it now is unreal. My joints, I've even posted stuff in Facebook on the difference it's made in my joints is unreal. From our gut health, bone strength, or eye health, liver detox, cardio. There are articles all over the place that talk about collagen's effect on the cardiovascular system of the human body and how it keeps your veins and arteries more rubbery, more pliable than hard. And that's a huge deal. Sleep quality, mood support, maybe I need that a little bit. Brain health, cognitive support, and yes, even sexual health. So these are all things, this is how big of a deal collagen is. And how do we know what kind of collagen we're getting a hold of? So Lifevantage introduced their new stuff. They've been studying it for years, and they wanted to make sure that they come out with one of the top quality collagens and an activator, not just a supplement where you pass it through your system. Something more superior and more unique is what they were looking for. So they took the ARM approach. They wanted something that will activate in your system. It'll replenish the broke down collagen they have, and then maintain the rebuilt collagen that it builds and keep it that way. So the way they do that, the activate part, is through a special little fruit called red quinoa. This stuff is incredible. It activates SOD. These are part of things that even Protandim, this mixed with Protandim is unreal. So it raises by 2,700% the SOD gene expression. It activates catalase genes by 202%. Type 1 collagen production is increased by 42%. And what this does to collagen, the degrade collagen to the current collagens by 33%. Look at these slides here. When you take somebody with collagen, they take a picture of it. Look how dark it is on the left on day one. When you first get a picture taken of with the collagen you have in your system, all the way to the 8th week in this particular person, how much more collagen density they had. Look at the color in it from the dark and the collagen that's fallen apart to the collagen that's been revived. So it reactivates our own collagen production in our system. Now, how we replenish that is through fish and the right types of fish. And we make sure that ours is wild fish. It's not, what I want to say, caught fish that's all done in some lab somewhere. They provide amino acids that we need desperately for the density and skin elasticity and moisture and youthful appearance. Now, the last part of this on collagen is the maintaining it. That's a huge deal, is to be able to maintain it and keep it going from day to day. And we use blueberry powder, pumpkin fruit, acerola berry, and vitamin C and different antioxidants for that to promote that. So these extracts show the breakdown of your existing collagen and existing. So this is a huge part of collagen, guys, right there. But what's not in it is sugar. They don't put any sugar, sweeteners, GMOs. It's dairy-free, gluten-free, soy-free, which is a big deal. Now, we pay attention to a lot of stuff that we take these days. Now, I got something funny. I just read an article. I got a little caveat here I got to add to this. I was just reading earlier. Did you guys know, I had to laugh when I read this, that FDA hasn't put approvals on vitamins, but Twinkies are approved. They're FDA stamped. I had to laugh when I seen that. Anyway, back to what we're talking about here. So collagen density has been raised in 8-week clinical trials by 42%. Skin roughness has been reduced by 10%. Depth of crow's feet around our eyes and stuff like that, 22%, almost 1/4, guys. So blood catalase, CAT level increased by 202%, and skin elasticity by 8%. These are huge numbers, And why isn't it a powder? I've had people say, "Oh, I can just go to Costco and pick up a powder." Well, be careful what you buy from the grocery store or a box store. Typically, if it's cheap, there's a reason for that. All right. So you're not getting, you have to take it. That alone, powder is a big deal because it takes, let's go back, about 10% of all powders is absorbed. Liquid, about 90% of that is absorbed. That's how big of a deal the liquid is, okay? So you kind of watch what you're buying. And so documentation beats conversation every time. So look at these pictures of people that before and after pictures. The lady on the left, look at the crow's feet. Look at the smile lines around her mouth. Look at her dégagé on the right, her neck area and stuff, and how much that changed. Look at these guys from Becky to Seth, the difference in the crow's feet, the difference in her smile lines around her eyes and her mouth. So these are, and look at the lady on the left, look at her neck. These things, the one that I get a chuckle out of is this right here. Look at her legs. Look at the difference in her legs between left and right. That is huge. These legs, look how much of a difference there is between these just taking collagen and these ladies' bellies. So there's a monster difference, even in those guys' hair, the difference in that. If people are already seeing the results on the outside, could you imagine what it's doing on the inside? How big of a deal? And that's where I really noticed it. I noticed a huge difference just in my joints and muscle and actually flexibility. I can't believe how much more flexibility I'm gaining now than I have in years. So there's a different side of this. That's the first part of this. People that just want to take a product, that's great. Now there's people out there that are going, wait a second, I would rather, like I was trying to figure out how I can control my schedule. That's why this began to interest me. And I was going, wait a second, there's a way I can make a little extra money. I'd be interested in dumping something into my retirement, or maybe even getting our house for free, or just somebody that wants to just maybe add an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month to their household. So how do we do that? So this is a monster market, guys. Is there a background to it? Is it something that's going to stick around for a while? This is a $600 billion industry. So just the anti-aging market, you don't think right now, just give you guys a little history, baby boomers are retiring at a rate of 10,000 a day. Why do you think we have such a problem with unemployment right now? There ain't enough people going around to replace the amount of baby boomers that are retiring on a daily basis right now. And we're all feeling that. Now to top that off, the young ones, the new millennials, all these people are wanting to stay home and homeschool their kids. They're wanting to be able to control their schedules, their incomes, their retirements, all much more than we did in the past. And that's become a huge deal to them because they watch their parents. Now, just the anti-aging industry, because of us baby boomers and the millennials, is a $300 billion a year industry. That's how big of a deal it is. Skincare is 121, hair care is 85 billion a year. Pet care is 67 billion. The amount of money people are spending on pets right now is astronomical. The energy drink market is 50 billion, and we are one of the few people that have something out there. And it's more of a focused drink, not necessarily an energy drink. It's something to help you focus in the middle of the day when you got that brain fog that shows up. Weight management's 37 billion. That one, these will never go away. It's just the way it is. These are the countries we are in currently right now, more than 24 countries, and there's less than 100,000 of us doing this as a business in these countries worldwide. So this is relatively brand new, guys. This is a timing curve to show you kind of where we're at with things. We have been at this since actually 2009. It was sold in GNC, Rite Aids, Vitamarts, little mom and pop stores, 2003 to 2009. The reason it got pulled from that and it went out into this arena is because it's a word of mouth business. What is the fastest way to grow a business? It is word of mouth and always will be. What's the fastest way to bury a business? Word of mouth. That's how powerful it is. So that's why these industries, you guys know that Avon has been around since 1886, Amway 1959, and then you got Herbalife that's been here since 1980. And these are multi-billion-dollar companies. That's how big they are. So for these things to work and work perfectly, start on a timing curve, you go through the formulation and pioneering stage. This pioneering stage is scary. Any business you guys realize 95% of most businesses close down. They shut down many times. And then once they get past that phase, then they start working up here towards critical mass. So between this momentum area, these 2 points right here, that's where they're branded to the whole world. Everybody's gone through that, from Microsoft to Apple, to Amazon, to any big company out there has gone through this. This is where the whole country, the whole world begins to figure out who they are. Once you get to the top, because everybody's done that, known that, been there, they grow usually 2 to 7%. And it takes about 1 million distributors to hit $1 billion. And we're setting at less than 100,000, actually right around 60,000 in the United States. So it takes about 150,000 distributors just to launch it into momentum. So you're at the perfect timing of getting into something like this. Now, we are a publicly traded company. I like that, which makes us very transparent. On NASDAQ, our ticker symbol is LFBN. We have monster investors. They're out there. Like I said, we don't owe anybody anything. The company is completely owned by Lifevantage and their investors. So we don't owe anybody no money whatsoever. Friends, I kind of talked about this earlier about baby boomers, millennials. Baby boomers right now carry 77% of America's worth, of their net worth of $46 trillion. And that is a huge part of this. And what do you think we're looking for? We want to be younger. We want to live longer, spend our money, and just enjoy life all the way around. So let's talk about how we can approach that, how we can actually add to our retirement, maybe just add to a little bit more, and why that's such a big deal. And the reason that's a big deal is because of linear income and leveraged income. So linear income is what we were taught in high school and college. And go get a job for the next 40, 50, 60 years and generate a really, really, really nice retirement, hopefully. But most of them are based off 50% of what you couldn't live on before. So your current income and then retire on 50% of that. Well, I didn't like that. So leveraged income, basically the linear is working 100% of one effort. And then leveraged income was introduced to me a long time ago. And let's give you an example, would be like, say, a 24-plex apartment building. If you had 24 apartments out there that were all rented, and that building was going to be around forever, that was a constant income. You're working off the effort of many, right? If one apartment goes empty, does it really affect you a lot? Not really. You just rent it and keep going. So these are retirement assets. They build a generational wealth. Now, some of these get so big that they become something that turns you into an investor. And most of these are 2 to 5 year. If you can give something like this 2 to 5 years, everything's going to change at that point. So right now, basically what it comes down to is you share it with somebody for a little while. You help them build and grow their business. And then you turn around and you mentor and you lead. And what these do is these lead into different pools, different types of incomes. Let's go back to it a second. These are basically different stages of the business that you want to be in. Sometimes that first part of it might be something you just want an extra $500, $1,000, $1,500 a month, and that's it. You don't want to go much past that. Then you get them people that want to jump out there, maybe take it a little bit further and replace their income. Or maybe they're just looking at going, listen, I'm going to replace my house payment, all my vehicle payments, and the bills. Or maybe my retirement, leave the retirement alone and leave that in the bank. Or it even gets to the point at the top where it becomes generational income. It becomes an empire. Stuff that you pass on to your children, their children, and then they pass it to their children. So how do we earn on the first part of this? How do we earn 10 to 40% on the products that go through your organization every single month? And the way that works is we work off of a 3-tier pricing. And this company sets it up as somebody can come in and buy retail, and they're going to pay 20% more than somebody that is part of the business. And that's fine. Some people don't want to be part of the business. They only want to order one time, and that's it. They're going to pay 20% more than what we get it for as part of the business. Now, somebody that wants to order on a monthly basis, that's this subscription right here. They will pay just 10% more, 10% less than the retail, and then 10% more than what a consultant will pay in the business that's doing this for a living, okay? Or maybe just a little extra income. The way that works is, this is crazy. So say you've got between $500 and $1,000 a month in product that's out there that you've shared this with other people that's being consumed, you will get 5% of what they take on a monthly basis. Not only that, remember 10%, if they're just doing a subscription here, you're getting that 10% the day that they order, you get that put in your bank account that day, okay? Then on another 5% on top of that. If you continue to share this with people and say you've got between 1,000 and 2,000 out there, you get another 10%. Marilyn's now a Sapphire. She's getting 15%. She's doing between $2,000 and $4,000 a month. She shares it with that many people, and she gets 15% plus that other 10, unless, well, yeah, she'd get 15 plus that other 10. Now, anything above 4,000, you got 20%, plus again, that 10%, somebody on a subscription on a monthly basis that doesn't want to be part of the business. Isn't that crazy? That's a lot of money. So now let's take this one step further. For the next one, for these people that say, hey, listen, I might be able to replace my income with this. So what they do is they make this a business. So let's say you're a senior consultant one right here, somebody doing $2,000 a month, which is basically that Sapphire. And that Sapphire is getting those percentages, that sales bonus that I showed you earlier, okay, which was 15%, plus everything on their front line that they've recruited themselves and put right next to them, they get another 10% on top of that. And then everybody they've brought in, you're getting another 5%. That crazy? So there's some money here to be made. Now, as you build, you get up to 3,500, 5,000. You keep going with it, and we're up in here where we're getting 10%, and then another 8 levels down, we make a percentage on everything these people have shared with other people for 9 levels. Is that crazy? So this even goes on further, and this is where things begin to change. So as a mentor, as a coach, you go out and you start helping other people succeed. The company will give you 20% of what people are making. So, and even more than that. So let's say you are executive consultant one. That's somebody that does $80,000 a month in volume. Everybody that's on your front line that's doing business on that previous level right here, you'll get 15% of their check for helping them. Company wants you to go out and help them as much. You'll share, they don't pay you, the company does. And then 12% of the next level of all of the consultants and people that are doing the business, and 10% of that next level. So these are big percentages. This thing has changed. It's basically got onto steroids is what has happened. We've always had these, but not at these kind of percentages. Now, this last one is the one that got me into the business years and years ago. They take 4% of global sales, and this is the type of generational income that's built that you pass on to your kids. So they take 4% of global sales, and I researched Amway back then. I didn't know much about this, so I was looking at Amway, and they at one point had made $14 billion in 1 year. $14 billion. That's over $1 billion a month. Take 4% of that, throw it in a pot, do 20 shares on it, and split it amongst these people. So these ones I was just talking about, from 80,000 in gross volume per month, all the way up to the ones that are doing $1 million gross volume a month, they begin to give you shares of that 4% that's being sold. This company does right around 225 million a year right now. Divide that by 12, take 4% of that, and that's what's getting thrown in that pot and shared with us every single month. That's the type of income now that gets shared with your family later on. That's passed on to your family. So how do we get started? There are different packs to get started with. Okay, get with the consultant or the person that got you to this. Have a conversation with them. What'll fit you? What works best for you. What I would say, if you're going to get into business, you're going to want to jump into every single thing that they do, or every single product that they have, so you get an experience. You're never going to get it for that discount again. It is all of a good 50 or 60% off. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look at it again. You're never going to get it for that kind of a discount again. They'll give you a chance to share some of it with somebody else as a sample, and for you and your family to sample it and then get it out to other people. And that way you can get more of them customers so you can start sharing it. If not, then come in another way. I wouldn't worry about how we're going to get our money back. I just showed you look at these percentages, how you get your money back. It doesn't take long if you're sharing it with somebody to start getting a percentage and a check on a monthly basis. Now, there are many different packs. If that bigger one doesn't work for you, there are smaller ones. To jump in the business, you're going to need to cover a certain amount per month, and you can do that through your customer usage. All right. And to me, that's incredible. So what we base this off of in our mentorship and program is 3-in-1 or U+2. So get yourself to diamond. Remember, that was that 20% of everybody taking product through you. You're going to get that back on a monthly basis. That right there is $4,000 times 30%. That's $1,200, right? You find 2 more people that want to do the business with you, and you help them get to diamond. That's another $800 a month coming in. That's a 30% level and a 10% level for $2,000 a month. That's crazy. And now, if we keep carrying that down, You can see how big of a deal it becomes if you jump down there and you start helping these other people down below become diamonds. All of a sudden, you're setting at $3,000 a month on just sharing the product with people. I promise some people are going to want to say, hey, I want to be part of this business. So it takes 6 things for this to be a big business. And one of the biggest parts of this is a system. That system, this is the part you should write down and you should remember. So we were taught this from the very beginning. You need to do 15 presentations a month. I just showed it to you earlier in the ABC Prime. Show that ABC Prime time to somebody 15 times a month. If you want this business to grow faster, then do more of them. So 15 presentations a month or more, and you'll see huge results from that. Attend every training the company puts out on a monthly basis and learn to get your people to that. And that's where decisions will be made that they'll build the business or not. Give it a 2 to 5 year commitment. Nobody ever builds one of these on, I'll try it. No business has ever been built on, I'm going to buy McDonald's and I'm going to try it for a little while. And that's going to fail. I promise that $2 million investment you just dumped in McDonald's is history at that point. So be solid with it. For 2 years minimum, tell yourself you're going to do 15 presentations a month or more, and then somehow you're going to get to every single training that the company puts out on a monthly basis. All right. And you can talk to your upline or the person that brought you to this, talk to them about it, and then they'll share that with you. So I would never, ever, ever depend on a single income, guys. Ever, ever. I would do, at least a side hustle, a plan B, or however you want to call it. In our construction company years ago, I made sure that we all made sure that we had many other business. We had a pipeline company in North Dakota. We had all kinds of different things going. 208 employees in one, 140 something in the one in North Dakota in the gas pipeline. So this is just a vehicle to get where you want in life. And so all I got to say is welcome to Lifevantage. I hope this is your new home, and call the people. I mean, there are so many people out here willing to help you. It's unreal. I mean, that's always, nobody's holding secrets. Nobody holds secrets whatsoever. They want you to be successful, if not even more successful than us. So with that being said, Marilyn, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Everett. You can see why he has gotten to the position where he's at. He's a total businessman, numbers guy, and he's living his dream now. So it's exciting, and you can too. I know this company has changed my life for my health and my finances, and it's exciting and it's fun. And the secret sauce to this business really is becoming a master servant. The more people you help get what they want, you'll get everything you want. With that, we're going to call it a wrap. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I'm going to stop recording. And if Everett wants to answer any questions from now, he can. Hold on.